I am so excited. Today is the start of the new and improved First Impression Friday, where I branch out from the big four and start introducing you guys to some really great indie sewing patterns. So I have a list of almost 60 indie sewing pattern companies, and these are all companies that either I have heard very little about or maybe nothing about at all even. So it's not going to be the big ones that everybody knows like Culotte and oh god, what are some other ones? Megan Nielsen and all of those that we've become familiar with over the years. These are going to be your smaller, like indie, extra indie sewing patterns. They are a mix of ownership in terms of race. We've got some Black owned, we've got people of color owned, and it's all mixed up in here. And so I took my list of all of those sewing pattern companies, randomized it so that it wasn't up to me who was first or second or last. So it's completely unbiased how the list has come together. I feel like that might be important to say. So today we are going to start off with Cake Patterns. An indie pattern company. I love this little tagline. Great indie patterns, always with pockets, right? Isn't that so cute? What else about Cake Patterns? It's called Create Every Day, is a tiny little pattern company in Valencia, California. They do work for indie pattern companies as well as their own pattern lines. Create Every Day is headed up by Laura Kinsman, a lifelong sewist and techno nerd. Cute. So, take a look at Sewing Cake. All right, so we're going to take a look at their sewing patterns. So I'm guessing Cake Patterns is like a division of this Create Every Day situation. All right, cool. And then there's a pattern FAQ. It looks like on each of their patterns they have an FAQ. So that's kind of cool and interesting. We'll take a look at one of those here after we look at the patterns. All right, so let's jump right in. The first pattern we have here is called the Tiramisu Knit Dress. Super cute. Oh wait, this is going automatically. Can I make that stop? No? Okay. Sewable, wearable basics for busy women, always with pockets. I love that. So the Tiramisu Knit Dress is a multi-size sewing pattern. Here are your high bust measurements and your waist measurements with proportionate bodice sizing. Maybe there's some more information on what that means. But it looks like there are two views, but I don't know the difference in the views just looking at this. But it seems to be like a crossover wrap dress with a nice big waistband or yoke. There might be some gathers in here to allow for the bust. And the skirt is cut down the center fold, which, as they've illustrated here, is great for playing around with stripes or other patterns. Tiramisu knit knee-length dress with front surplice neckline, cut on sleeves. Oh, okay, so the sleeves are grown on. And an easily customizable midriff section. The skirt features inseam pockets and falls into the soft folds of a half circle skirt. The pattern includes optional stripes, placement guide, that's cool, and cup sizing, A through D, individual cups, and bust alteration line. So you can do some full or small bust adjusting there. They recommend light to heavyweight knits, which is all of them, such as organic cotton jersey, t-shirt fabrics, rayon jersey, merinos, double knits, ponte knits, double layer jerseys. And then for view B, choose a striped fabric. Okay, so the different versions are one with a solid fabric and one with a striped fabric. Okay. And then choose your fabric by your high bust measurement. And then here are notions and equipment. Yardage is like 2.5 up to 3.5. And look at the sizes, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. That's interesting. The skirt is 24 inches long for all sizes, which I think that's fairly common to have the same skirt length, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But okay. Okay, and those are all the images we get. So we don't get any images of it on people at all, on actual people. And we went through the pattern description. The tiramisu is made for waist sizes 25 inches up to 50 inches at the natural waistline and high busts of 30 to 54 inches with cup sizes A to D. Sewing cake patterns are, used a grid guide logic and your own measurements for a fully customized fit. And they're labeling this as intermediate. Okay, I wish I knew more about this customized fit thing, because that sounds really interesting. What is it, tiramisu? Let's go to tiramisu and see what the FAQ is like. Oh. So it's errors in the pattern. Well, that's kind of annoying. I guess you would just know to go here and find that information there. Also, the patterns are $10. And they don't really have much about the pattern information. So you know as much as I do, unless you've made them before. Maybe there's more information there. So I do really love kind of like the cartoon type of illustrations. I think those are really cute. I wish that we could see them on some people. Maybe that's in the blog. Hold on. I really am just trying to figure this out with you guys. Yeah, not many blogs at all. And it looks like they had some acquisition or something, so I don't know what that is. Then there's also this Lorraine pattern collections. I'm not quite sure what that means. We're pulling all the stores from creative everyday brands into one location. Never fear, your customer accounts will move over as well. Okay. No idea. And then the store is where we just were. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's see what's on their Instagram. Instagram, it looks like a lot of fabric. And that's it. Okay, well. Yeah, so it looks like the Lori Ann and the sewing cake were combined. Oh, they only have 110 followers. That's kind of sad. Maybe we can help with that. Okay, next up, Hummingbird Peplum Top and Skirt PDF. So, oh, it's a peplum top and skirt. Okay. Oh, and here are our line drawings. That's nice. Okay. So it looks like a peplum top, and this little white part is not included. So don't get confused by that, even though that is confusing. It looks like a grown-on sleeve again, and then has a peplum possibly in 2 different lengths. And then you have 2 different skirts, maybe? Or do they all come with one? Yeah, that's hard to say. Your full bust is 30 to 59 inches, and your full hip is 35 to 55 inches. Waist customization guides printed on pattern. And this is the only image we get with this one. So, Hummingbird, 4 distinct and interchangeable styles inspired by vintage and modern couture and translated into wearable separates. Knit top with horseshoe neckline, cap or elbow length sleeves. I think they're all grown on. And 4-leaf clover shaped peplum. Optional mid-century sewing challenge. Dicky and Biot's cuffs. So I guess you can make this. This does come with it. Woven skirt with no gape panel pockets. I like to hear that. back zipper and simple straight waistband, 1 inch below the natural waist, and an optional back flounce. Okay. Light to medium weight jerseys for the top, and for the skirt, woven bottom weights. All right. Well, there you have it. Again, this one's $10 too, so that might be where we land on all of them. All right, next up we've got red velvet. I love the names. Are they named after desserts? Oh yeah, cake patterns, duh. Okay, so this one is another knit dress. It has, is this her back? That's hard to tell. Yeah. Look away, her feet are facing. So full back, and you either have the option of this scoop neck or even this really cute little collar. And then it has a waistband and then 2 different skirts, one with this little crossover or one with these really big pleats. Okay, and this one gives the bodice sizing and the waist measurement. No more photos. The red velvet knit dress features a faced circular neckline with optional petal collar and pleated under bust seam, which is this here. Choose the origami style scissor pleated skirt, which is this one, or reverse it for a boxy pleat effect, which is this. So on the inside of this, it looks like this, and on the inside of this, it looks like this, I think. A cleverly concealed ticket pocket holds a few coins, cards, or lipstick. Oh, it's right there. You can see the little zipper. Well, that's fun. I think they need plates. Okay. Here are the measurements. Choose the nearest high bust measurement and your skirt by the closest waist measurement. That's interesting. Suited to a variety of knit fabrics, knit fabric weights and types. Avoid very thin or bulky fabrics. Dance or stretch lace fabrics make a fuss-free fancy dress, while t-shirt fabrics, double layer jersey, and double knits give you a daywear staple. Yeah, I mean, it's cute enough. The design is adorable. A little basic, you know, with the fit and flare, but I think I'm figuring out sort of their brand aesthetic, and we've only been 3 patterns in, so that's good. All right, this pattern is only $8. It's the Cabarita knit top. Riff in jazz and punk is short repeated phrase frequently played over changing chords. So I'm not entirely sure what that means. I'm not entirely sure what this means. But okay, so the top, I guess there's 2 versions maybe. And one comes with this little collar, another grown-on sleeve, and then this one's a V-neck with a center front seam, and again with the grown-on sleeve, and I guess some kind of band. Both of these have some kind of band for the sleeves. The Cabarita knit top has cap or elbow length sleeves ending in a wide banded cuff. The front roll collar is based on a 1930s knitting pattern and fits very well into a modern wardrobe. Optional V-shaped desert stripe bias cut back for extra effect and more flattering fit. Oh, this is the front and this is the back. The pattern includes a cutting line variation for a plain cut back neck, which I'm guessing is like this, as well as stripe guides for a designer effect. Bust size is 30 to 59 inches. Jersey, French terry, double knit interlock, and double jersey. Okay, that's Cabarita. Then we have the Bonnie knit sailor top, which is very, very specific. I'm not entirely sure that I would wear the Bonnie knit top anywhere other than maybe a costume party, but It's for some people. The Bonnie knit sailor top features a perfectly proportioned sailor collar, cap sleeves, princess seams, and a hemband. Yeah. Use the optional ribbon and button placement guides for a ship-shaped nautical-inspired summer top. The flattering square neckline modernizes the classic design and makes it a flattering, unexpected choice for women. The collar is finished with a simple, light, durable method often found in ready-to-wear polo shirts. That's interesting. Without the collar, the Bonnie top makes a great wardrobe basic. A neck binding piece and instructions for creating a plain Bonnie are included in the pattern. Princess seams at the front allow for greater fit customization, making Bonnie a thoroughly wearable and remakeable top. Okay, so let's take a look at this a little bit closer. So this is like a bib, I guess. And without it, actually, they're right. This would be a really cute kind of square neckline. If you leave off the buttons, and you've got like a princess seam, pretty little shape to it. So I can see that without this little bib thing. The bib takes it to just another very, very specific type of style that just isn't me. But without it, yeah, I can totally see that being pretty cute. Okay, what was in this? Anything else that we might have missed? Yardage. So all the other patterns except for the first one have not included this. So it'll be interesting to see where in the buying process do you get this information. Sometimes I like to buy patterns, like I'll buy a top pattern because I know I have the fabric to sew it with. You know what I mean? So like if I only had a yard of fabric, I might look for a pattern that only calls for a yard. I mean, that's a silly example, but you know what I mean. So I like for this to be upfront, you know? I like to know this before I'm buying. Okay, so yeah, these are your notions. Good, good, good. Choose a light to medium weight t-shirt fabric with moderate stretch and good recovery. Collar is not suited for bulky fabrics. Okay. That's the Bonnie. All right, now we've got a free pattern, and this is something that I expect to see a lot of in the indie first impression videos. I think we're going to come across a free pattern for almost every single one of the pattern companies. They use this as a way to get you on their mailing list. They use this as a way to kind of introduce you to their patterns, so it's just a really great, fun idea. And totally free. So if you want to try out cake patterns, this is a great way to do it. So we've got their basic block that we've seen over and over again now with the grown-on sleeve, 2 neckline variations, either a V-neck with a very easy to sew V neckband. The ones that overlap are much easier to sew than the ones that are mitered right here. So that's good for a successful foray into their patterns. And then you've got a cute little single pocket or even a little double pocket, which I can't say I've seen a lot of, but I really like it. And then you also have a hip band, waistband, whatever you want to call it down here. Hem band. VT is a simple knit top with breezy cap length cut-on sleeves and a hip-hugging hemband. V-neck binding overlaps at center front or choose the round neckline. And I think the round neckline is just turned under. I don't think there is a binding there at all. Make 1, 2, or more perfectly shaped micro pockets. A strip guide is printed on the pattern. Light to medium weight knit and jersey fabrics. Okay, so I'm going to do something fun. I'm going to go ahead and get this and see what their little pattern booklet looks like. So I'm going to skip to that so that you guys don't see any of this stuff. Okay, so here we are. This is what you get when you download a pattern. You had to go through an entire buying process where it's like they run a payment, but the payment's for $0. So they have my email and my mailing address and my phone number, I think. So I don't know if that means anything to you, but that is what you need in order to get this pattern. So now we have this, and it looks like you're able to make your own envelope. Print this page and the next on cardstock, cut along lines marked, and crease along the gray lines. Apply glue to these flaps and attach envelope front to envelope back. Oh, so it makes like a box. That's pretty interesting. And then here it says, cake riffs are sewable, wearable, remakeable patterns for intermediate to advanced sewists. The tee is a great way for beginners learning to sew knits too. Inside, you'll find customizable cake pattern pieces and clear written instructions for assembly. I still don't know what cake riffs, what that means. And then when I downloaded it, it came up as this, N2224 PDF download. So that has something to do with it too, but I don't know what. All right, so you make your little envelope, so cute. And due to adjustable length options offered by the tee's grid sizing, actual fabric requirements may vary. For the most accurate estimate, use your front length measurement. Wow. Okay. Okay. So we're doing length, measurement, and sizing. The tee uses Cake's grid sizing. Choose your length and width based on your measurements to create pattern pieces. Size you. Size, I think that should be in quotation marks, size me. Okay, so you take your full bust, you take your length from your high point shoulder down to your hip, and then you take your hip measurement. You write down your measurements. So interesting. When between sizes, round up for a relaxed fit or round down for a closer fit. Extra ease can be removed at the mid-construction fit check. 3/8 inch seam allowances, and here's the grid that they're talking about. Use the measurements from the chart to complete pieces A and B. First mark the dots, then draw a line to connect. Cut on the line or trace a copy. If more width or length is desired, add it to the grid. So I think what happens is, this is so weird, but also very interesting. So here is your length grid, and then for the width, you tape something else on. Let's get, oh yeah, join to A or B. So that's your hemband. Are y'all picking up what's going down here? Can y'all figure this out? Here's the different links, and they're all numbered. What an interesting way to do it. I can't say that it's like better or worse because I have never done it before. It looks wild. But I think once you fill out this little chart, it should be pretty straightforward. But I also think this is not one of those that you could do at a large format printer. I think you probably need, well, you know, I don't know. Although it doesn't come with large format files. So, and then here's what the instructions look like. So not many pictures at all. So if you're a visual learner, not so much here. Actually, there's one photo. And then here's your page tiling. Okay, so does that help y'all understand a little bit more about what is going on there? It's definitely a different way of doing it. That's the best I can say about it. Okay, we have some more patterns to go through. This is the Pippi shell. The Pippi pattern, I love saying that. Pippi pattern provides 6 different necklines and a bias cut option. The Pippi shell pattern creates a versatile sleeveless knit top. Pippi balances a breeze-catching deep V back with choice of curved front V or boat necklines. All views are designed for optimal bra coverage. Choose the twist detailing for eye-catching back interest. So you have your V neckline in the front or your boat neck in the front. And then you have this deep V in the back where you can sew in these little twists or leave it open or close up the back. No sleeves. Light to medium weight knit and jersey fabrics. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it other than what it is. I wish they had pictures. This is the scallop shell. Mix and match scallop sweetheart or boat fronts with scoop or plain backs. Use cording, Rollo, and I'm probably butchering that for my French-speaking viewers. Rollo ties, which I think, aren't those like spaghetti straps? Or plain self fabric strings to tie a double carrick bend for a striking back detail that lets the breeze skim your shoulders. Follow the optional ruching lines for an extra curvy front sweetheart shape. So here's your sweetheart. This is that braided thing they're talking about, which is just really cool, I think. I don't know how hard that is to do, but looks pretty cool. Here it is without the sweetheart and without the scoopy back. And then this is that front ruching that they're talking about for an extra curvy shape. Oh, they even have a crop top version. This one seems to be a different length too. It's like short, medium, and long, maybe. Okay. All right. That one's interesting. This is called the miter shell. Similar situation as the last one, except it's got squared off necklines and this woven thing. Mix and match square and boat necklines with the miter shell. Weave together ribbon, lace, or strips of self fabric for the miter weave lattice back. The woven detail provides breezy coverage and stitches up easy as pie. Arm openings are cut to look straight on the body with interior folded bindings. Okay, light to medium weight knits and jerseys. Okay, that's interesting too. I wish maybe that, I don't know, I feel silly buying the scallop one and the miter one when they're really the same block just with different necklines. Like, couldn't you just alter one to look like the other? Like, I don't think you really need to buy both of them. Okay, this is called the Janthina? Janthina? Maybe I'm putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Janthina? Janthina? I don't know how to say it. Janthina's deep front or back scoop necklines with high front or back necks. Mix and match to create your ideal combination. Choose optional spiral ruffle inset, which is also known as a flounce. For Fluttery short sleeve coverage, color block the side sections and lose the ruffle for a unique sporty shell, which is this. Or extend the length for a fetching tunic top. Side section is finished with an underarm binding. The necklines, shoulder areas, and underarm coverage were bra tested through every size to help keep you breezy but covered all summer long. The ruffle and broomstick lace details, which is this, echo the rafts of bubbles and kelp that shelter wild janthinas. Okay. All right. Okay, I do like this version. As you guys probably know, I love a flounce, so that's not shocking at all. Um, it just seems like they've made one version of everything and then they tried really hard to like hack it without too much difficulty. So to get different looks, but really they kind of all look the same. I mean, to put the little broomstick thing here across the bust, I don't know. I don't know about that. But this is certainly sporty, and the flounce is pretty. So, all right, now we've got the Cocoa Knit Shrug. The Cocoa Knit Shrug features a deep V-neck shape with cut-on sleeves in 2 lengths and button front or hidden closure. Binding bands provide a solid and flexible finish for sleeves and lower edge of shrug. Instructions also included to use elastic to maintain a flexible, neat finish on fabrics with poor recovery. So that's interesting. I do feel like, based on what I read in like the about section and the footer of the website, they do have a lot of neat tips and tricks that may be hacked from like ready to wear. So they may have some experience in that industry, sewing for that industry, and so you might get some good tips in this pattern, but can apply them to others, like this elastic situation. Single jersey, ITY, yeah, really all of them. This little shrug is cute. I just don't wear shrugs. To me, shrugs were very like early 2000s, but it could be a nice layering piece. All right, now we have Carmine, inspired by the versatile circular shrugs beloved by knitters and translated to stitch up quickly in knit layering fabrics. I think every single one of these patterns have been for knits also. Am I right? Yeah. Yeah. A triangle gusset allows freedom of movement and comfort. A triangle gusset. Where's that? I only know gussets from like leggings. Shrug, complete with a deft roll collar and sleeve binding. The shrug puts small pieces of fabric to work in your wardrobe. That's true. It'd be a great little stash buster. The jacket, which is this, the circular collar creates a warm and softly dramatic jacket with button or drape front. That's interesting. I love a knit jacket. So it looks basically like what they did is they took the shrug, they took off this collar, and they added a bodice piece, which is this, and then they added this lower band in the back. And that's how you're able to convert from shrug to jacket. Interesting. All right, then we have a bag, which is cute, but I'm not going to cover the bag. Really cute, actually. We have espresso leggings. Create custom fit leggings in a flash. The innovative espresso template makes it simple. Just measure, mark, and connect the dots for a pattern that fits you just right and sews up quickly. The elastic waistband slips smoothly between or beneath other layers. Jersey, double knit ponte, stretch velvet lace. Lace. Mesh. Fun. Dance or performance wear fabric made for fun, modern layering. Yeah, they don't say much about the construction of this, which is interesting because I do feel like there are leggings that don't have side seams. There are leggings that, well, really that's it. Do these have side seams? I'm guessing so. I'm guessing so. And they give you, again, you start at your waist and not your hip. So here are the waist measurements. And then the elastic goes, it's like a elastic casing, I guess. Oh, and then you can also adjust your rise choose your own waist position for a rise that feels right every time due to that grid thing. Okay. How are you guys feeling about this? This is very, very different than what we are used to with the big four. These are the Endeavor trousers and shorts. Trousers and shorts feature an angle front panel pocket, which I actually love, that don't gape. Shapely back yoke, which is this little triangle thing. And patch pockets. Trousers combine a wide hem with a slim silhouette, throwing the fullness to the front and back. I have no idea what that means. Shorts are cut trimly at the thigh. Sailor View has front button fly closure. Darling View features side zipper and button loop at waistband. I don't know what a button loop is. Oh, this? Oh, Darling View. Button loop. Oh, button loop at the waistband over here to above the zipper. Okay. And then this is the Sailor View. Those are cute pants. $10. The Endeavor trousers are unlike any other with 6 base sizes and 24 waist and hip combinations included. Endeavor offers an excellent fit across all shapes and sizes. Each size is custom drafted, not graded, so a shape fit is easy to achieve. The Endeavor is made for full hip sizes 30 to 59 at the natural waistline. I think that is meant, that's some kind of typo. I am so intrigued, I guess is the best word, by this whole new different sizing system. The crappy part, though, is that if you figured out your sizing system here, like, you wouldn't really be able to apply that to many other places. It would really only work for these patterns. So that's something that's kind of just, my mind is kind of going crazy with all kinds of different thoughts about all of this, but that's one interesting point, I guess. Now we have the urchin skirt and shorts. I love a little culotte short situation. Urchin's flippy full skirt features a wave-tucked faced waistband. Wave tuck? I don't even know what that is. And hidden inseam pockets at the side seam. The skirt is cut to pair perfectly with a pretty border print. Okay. Urchin's shorts are cut from a knit fabric on the bias. Wow. With flaring legs for a casual jersey skirt or French knickers look. Knit and like wide leg culotte shorts. That just seems like you shouldn't be allowed to wear that. It's like pajamas. Urchin shorts layer with the skirt for a lined option. So you can wear this under this. That's also interesting. So the skirt would be quilting cotton, madras, eyelet, embroidered lawn, shirting, or blouse weight fabrics. Lining for the skirt is drapey, lightweight fabrics like voile. And then the shorts, light to medium weight, opaque, single or double layer jersey. Huh. I need to know what a wave, what do they call it? Wave tucked? That seems so interesting. Okay, well, I think that is it. Yeah, that is cake patterns. A lot to learn from this one, but it just goes to show you sort of, I mean, how different indie patterns are from the big four in good ways and bad ways. Some pros, I'll start with the pros. Some pros of cake patterns are that they are certainly simple. There's not a single sleeve to deal with, there's no like actual like arm size, so that's nice. And I gotta say, the sizing system sounds like, in theory, like it would be pretty cool, especially if especially if you're just not super familiar with like all the different, they seem to simplify the sizing a lot, which I think could be helpful. If you're not grading, but you're creating custom pieces, I think there are some people out there whose minds might work better processing that kind of concept than the grading. You know what I mean? So that's a good pro. I think that the pricing is obviously a pro. I think that they're all knits, so that makes it really easy. Good introductory level type of patterns. Um, there's, some of the cons are that there's not a ton of variety. This isn't going to be like, a super wardrobe building kind of pattern collection. Although I say that, and I think that you could make one dress, one of the tops, and this pair, this either the shorts, pants, or the skirt here with this jacket or shrug, and have a little capsule wardrobe that would be really cute, all knits. So there's that. There's a little bit of everything. But some of the cons are that we can't see this on a human being. They have not done a great job with their social media, so I just, if I went to their Instagram, I would think that they sold fabric. So that's really kind of confusing. As well as some of the information being left off from the listing itself. You have to actually go through the purchasing process before you can get things like fabric requirements. So that I would say is a con. But, a big size range. The illustrations are very inclusive, which is really nice to see. And like I said, they're really cute too. So some good parts, some bad parts. But let me know what you guys think. I know that there are going to be some of you who have only ever sewn Big Four in your entire life. So this might just be like a mind-blowing concept for you. I'm so eager to hear what you guys think. But that is going to do it for me today and my review of cake patterns. I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.